What would art be like without emotions? It would be empty. What would our lives be like without emotions? They would be empty of values. So a famous classical poet said, "We hate and we love. Can one tell me why?" Catullus. Science does not answer why questions.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a new client of Home Instead and friend and former neighbor of Lori and Paul Hogan, I am so honored to be chosen to offer the invocation this evening.
But how do we produce food without destroying nature? How do we deliver to 10 billion people affordable, nutritious, and sustainable food?
Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're going deep into the world of AI, and specifically AI-generated human videos.
Oh yeah.
We're talking about a new model called OmniHuman-1, and it's pretty amazing stuff. It can create realistic videos of people from just a single image.
You got it. That's right.
Yeah.
Just one image.
It's like magic. Like,
Yeah.
how is that even possible?
It's really incredible. It's like a digital puppet show, but way more sophisticated.
Okay, a digital puppet show. I like that. So you're telling me you give it a picture and it can make that person talk or sing or even dance?
Yeah, you can make them do all kinds of things,
Yeah.
and it looks surprisingly lifelike.
So walk me through this. How does it actually work? What's the secret sauce?
Well, OmniHuman-1 is what they call one-stage framework,
Yeah.
which basically means it streamlines the whole process of generating these videos.
One stage, I'm guessing that's a new thing.
Yeah, it's different from how these models used to work. You see, the older models were a bit more complicated,
Yeah.
like a relay race with multiple stages and handoffs. So sometimes the end result wasn't quite as smooth or realistic as you might want.
Okay, so it sounds like one stage is all about making things more efficient.
But what about the quality of the videos? I mean, were older models struggling to create realistic-looking humans?
Yeah, they definitely had some challenges. One of the big ones was data. You see, these models need a lot of data to learn from. And not just any data. It has to be high-quality images and videos of people moving and talking.
So basically a ton of information to teach the AI how to create believable humans.
Exactly. And even then, sometimes the results could look a little, well, robotic.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But that's where OmniHuman-1 really shines. It uses this really cool technique called a multimodality motion conditioning mixed training strategy.
Now you're just using big words to try and impress me. Break it down for us non-experts. What does that even mean?
Okay, fair enough. Think of it like learning to play a musical instrument.
Okay, I'm listening. If you only practice scales over and over, you might get pretty good at scales, but you'd miss out on the nuances of playing real music, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
So OmniHuman-1 is kind of like a musician who learns from different sources,
Right.
like sheet music, live performances, and even just listening to music. It takes in information from audio, video, all sorts of things to really understand how humans move and express themselves.
So it's like a digital polyglot for movement, soaking up all these different ways that people express themselves.
That's a great analogy. And because it can learn from such a wide variety of data, it doesn't have to be perfect, high-quality stuff all the time.
So it can learn from the real world, even if it's messy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that leads to much more realistic and nuanced videos.
Okay, that makes sense. Now, are you telling me that this thing can make those super realistic videos where it looks like a still photo has come to life?
Those are called portrait videos, and OmniHuman-1 can definitely do that.
Wow, okay. You mentioned earlier that they used TED Talks to train the model. Is that how they taught it to make those portrait videos too?
They actually used a different data set for those. They used high-quality images of celebrities to train the model to create those really lifelike portrait videos.
So basically they showed it a bunch of celebrity pictures and said, okay, now make these come to life.
Pretty much. And it worked. The results are really impressive. You can see subtle facial expressions and movements that make it look like the photo is actually alive.
So it's learned from the best, how to be expressive and captivating, just like a celebrity.
Exactly. It's picked up on all those subtle cues that make humans so interesting to watch.
Okay, so we've got talking, singing, portrait videos. Is there anything this digital wizard can't do?
Well, it's not just about creating videos from scratch.
What do you mean?
Well, remember how we talked about it learning from both audio and video?
Uh-huh.
Well, that means it can actually analyze a video of someone doing something and then generate a new video of someone else mimicking those same actions.
Okay, now my mind is officially blown. Are you saying I could upload a video of myself like doing a silly dance and then have my digital twin recreate it?
You got it. And you can even get really specific with it. Like you could combine audio of someone talking with a video of someone playing the piano.
Hold on, really?
Yeah. And then you get a video of someone both talking and playing the piano at the same time.
So you can mix and match different actions.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can combine different audio and video cues to get super precise control over the movements in the video.
Whoa, okay. Now that is some next level stuff. We've moved way past those basic talking head videos. This is like digital puppetry on steroids.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, what's next? What are the possibilities for this kind of technology?
That's a great question. And one we'll definitely be exploring in part 2 of this deep dive.
Stay tuned. We'll be discussing how this technology could change the way we communicate, create content, and even interact with virtual worlds.
It's going to be a wild ride, so make sure to come back for more.
We'll see you there.
See ya. All right, welcome back. Still with me? My brain's kind of fried thinking about all the stuff we talked about last time.
Yeah, it's a lot to take in.
Creating lifelike videos from just one picture. Like, seriously, that's some crazy powerful technology.
It is pretty mind-blowing.
Mm-hmm.
But the technology itself is just the beginning, right? It's really how this could change how we interact with the digital world. That's fascinating.
Okay, so let's look ahead then. What could the future look like with this tech being out there?
Well, think about this. You could have a digital version of yourself, an avatar that can represent you online. Like it could go to meetings for you, give presentations, even star in your own movie. And you wouldn't even need to be there in person.
So like a superpowered digital stand-in.
Kind of, but it's more than just looks. Remember, OmniHuman-1 learns from real people. So these avatars can be really expressive. They can show emotions and personality like we've never seen before.
Okay, now that would definitely spice up those boring Zoom calls.
Exactly. Instead of those little boxes on a screen, we could have our digital selves interacting in some cool virtual space.
Yeah, and imagine what that could mean for education.
Oh, absolutely. A teacher could have an avatar that works with each student one-on-one, giving personalized help. Or picture this virtual museum tours led by avatars of historical figures. It would be like bringing history to life.
Whoa, like actually talking to Abraham Lincoln. That's wild.
And on the creator side, oh man, the possibilities are endless. Filmmakers could make movies with digital actors. Game developers could create super realistic characters. Anyone with a good idea could make awesome content without needing fancy studios or equipment.
So it's kind of like democratizing creativity, giving everyone the tools to tell their stories.
That's the idea.
And let's not forget about accessibility. Think about people who might have trouble communicating or expressing themselves physically. These avatars could be a game changer.
Yeah, that's a really important point. It could help create a more inclusive online world for everyone. But with all this amazing potential, we got to talk about the downsides too, right? I mean, there's got to be some risks with this tech.
Absolutely. Every coin has two sides.
Yeah, like deep fakes. That's the first thing that pops into my head. Creating fake videos of anyone saying or doing anything, that's scary stuff.
No doubt about it.
No.
Imagine someone making fake videos to spread lies, ruin people's reputations, even mess with elections. We've already seen how damaging deepfakes can be, and this could make it even easier.
Okay, now I'm getting a little freaked out. So are the people who created OmniHuman-1, are they even thinking about this stuff?
They are. They actually talk about these concerns in their research paper.
Oh, good.
They're all about responsible use and having open conversations about the ethics of all this. They even gave contact info if anyone has worries about misuse.
Okay, that's a good sign. It sounds like they're trying to be responsible, but is that really enough? Can they really control how people use this once it's out there?
That's the million-dollar question. It's impossible to totally prevent misuse, but there are things we can do to try to limit the risks.
Like what? Spill the beans? Give me some hope here.
Well, for one, transparency is huge. By making all the details about the model and the research public, everyone can look it over, find weaknesses, and come up with ways to fight back against misuse. It's kind of like an open source approach to safety.
So like crowdsourcing solutions to the problems.
Right. But it's not just about technical stuff. We need education and awareness too.
You mean teaching people how to spot these fake videos, be more critical of what they see online?
Exactly. We need a whole new kind of digital literacy to help us navigate this world of super realistic fake stuff. It's like learning to read again, but this time we're learning to read reality itself.
Whoa, that's deep. So this isn't just a tech problem, it's a societal problem.
Absolutely, and it's a conversation we need to have. We need to talk about the ethics of AI. Where do we draw the line? How do we use it the right way?
It feels like we're at some kind of turning point. The decisions we make now will shape what the internet looks like in the future.
Couldn't agree more. We're at a crossroads, and the path we choose will determine what our digital world becomes.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. But before we wrap up our OmniHuman-1 deep dive, we need a minute to process all of this. Join us in part 3, where we'll explore what this all means for you and how you can be part of shaping this exciting and maybe a little scary new digital world. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a minute to catch your breath because we've been on a whirlwind tour of OmniHuman-1, and it's a lot to process.
It really is.
We've seen its incredible potential. I mean, who wouldn't want their own digital avatar? But we've also seen the dark side, the potential for misuse and all that.
Yeah, it's like a classic superhero movie, right? You've got this amazing power that can be used for good or evil.
Totally. So that's what we're grappling with here. The big question is, how do we ensure that this tech gets used for the right reasons?
Well, we talked about the researchers and their emphasis on responsible use.
Yeah.
Seems like they're really aware of the weight of what they've created.
Yeah, they seem to get it. But actions speak louder than words, right? What are they actually doing to walk the walk?
One big thing is transparency. They've put all their cards on the table, shared all the details of the model and the research.
So no secrets, no hidden agendas.
Nope, everything's out in the open. They want the world to see exactly how it works, to find any potential problems, and to come up with ways to prevent misuse.
That's pretty brave in the cutthroat world of AI. It's like they're saying, hey, we're not perfect. Let's figure this out together.
Exactly. And that kind of open collaboration is so important when you're dealing with something this powerful.
So they're fostering a sense of community around this tech, rather than trying to control it all themselves.
Right. It's like a global brainstorming session on how to use AI ethically.
Okay, that's encouraging. But ultimately, isn't it up to each of us to decide how we use this tech? What can we do to be responsible digital citizens in this brave new world?
Well, the first step is simple. Be aware. Pay attention to what's happening. Learn about these advancements and their implications.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
So no more sticking our heads in the sand.
Definitely not. This stuff is here to stay, and it's going to affect all of us. The more we understand, the better prepared we'll be.
Right. Knowledge is power. But what about taking action? What can we do beyond just staying informed?
We need to become super critical of what we see online. Don't just accept everything at face value. You know that old saying, don't believe everything you read on the internet?
Yeah.
It's truer than ever now. We need to hone our BS detectors, learn how to spot deepfakes, and be wary of anything that seems too slick or too perfect.
So a healthy dose of skepticism is in order.
Absolutely. And we can't just be passive consumers of technology either. We need to actively engage in conversations about AI ethics, set boundaries, and make our voices heard.
So it's about shaping the future of AI rather than just letting it happen to us.
Exactly. We have a responsibility to ensure that this technology serves humanity, not the other way around.
Well said. So what's the one big takeaway you want our listeners to remember? What's the most important message we can leave them with?
The future of AI is not set in stone. It's being written right now by all of us. The choices we make today will determine what that future looks like.
That's powerful stuff. It's a bit daunting, but also incredibly inspiring.
We have a responsibility to be informed, to be engaged, and to fight for a future where AI is used ethically and for the benefit of all.
Could have said it better myself.
So to all our listeners out there, we hope this deep dive into OmniHuman-1 has given you some food for thought.
Thanks for joining us on this journey of discovery.
It's been an incredible exploration of the potential and the pitfalls of this groundbreaking technology.
And remember, the future is in our hands.
Let's make it a good one.